Jeff poem. On Mardi Gras, I was rewarded with beads, the color of lights in the womb. I didn't do anything sexy, didn't strip down or unbalance my pants, feign phantom dildos or thrust in the air, didn't take my hair down, let it down, make it rain. You might not have liked it, though anyway, I was rewarded with beads. What should I do with these? I've shown you nothing so physically lavish as doors on the street, clothed by gowns here and there, in the physical place that is Kokomo. Beads. They're the color of those ruby slippers. In this case, they're daisy-chained, long. Candied leaf, serrate the collarbone, climbing the tree that is sweet, with Jeff in a very dark car. The flowers there beat up and scattered, petals fall onto the squad car. I should look how, should see myself penitent, hot, or despicable Jeff in a very dark car, on his way somewhere with Nancy, on his way to die, in some sumptuous pink mink like cats at the door, batting the Mardi Gras beads back and forth. I would love to go dancing and come home transformed. Traffic lights, red in the womb, once transposed to the outside, where nothing can stop. And the collarbone splits into candy with Jeff, en route to the court of lost bliss. Cauliflower ear. My ears would curl up with the sound of my very own breathing. Who would want me ever in this body? Teenage suicide. Libelous micro-deaths pile up, self-pity lacking interior judgment, a butter pump bought at a fire sale, pump sticky butter all over an altar to Princess Diana, the groundwater moaning, make love to yourself. What comes out of the mouth will come gouge out the eyes. This desire for physical beauty, I drink at its groundwater fountains with trembling lips, synapses twisted like ribbons around a used maypole. I sniff myself dumbly. Sirens, liars, in this prison nation, handmaiden Gramsci, the future of dancing, seizure of de-instrumentalized life, grips the body, then pours it again in the slipstream. Sirens, liars, in this prison nation, handmaiden Gramsci, the future of dancing. They arm their areolas for an Amish confrontation with American apparel in the late romantic style. The sound of a nail file buried in wedding cake, feasting male models at Applebee's. Tea time's a bummer. A wild oats gulf between me and the trust funders writing the Bible, part 2. Based on their heavenly Europe-rock bodies. Skim milk in Switzerland rendered these dudes mobile Gouda with angelic NIMBY. The crudescent pizza rolls, naughty bits, fragrant releases of licorice, Jeff, in a very dark car. Overcome by indulgence, the tree growing sweeter, unbearable, gorgeous Excalibur, plunged through the skull. No false caress to release it. The body, a bipedal garrison city, wildfire switchboard glowing in the nerves. There's a buggered autonomous zone on the line, and on that one too, fuck. Heed calls and calls in the private electrics. Dancers release the burned circuits and arches of tablature space. Gentle comet, I wish I was frozen. And tearing through lightly this dimmer switch day, ruined citadel nursery, the fabric unevenly lifts to reveal several wounds on the scavenger's belly. The future of dancing in hieroglyph scars, to be read with the hands, to be frozen. Wondering at 16, how expensive and painful could liposuction really be? Imagining my body suddenly emptied. The Grail in Kentucky, a vacuum, a hard suction pump, and the tears of an overweight virgin. They called me Grimace, and never withheld their disgust when they saw I had breasts. By the wrestling mats, stripping in yellow mesh shorts, later buried in flannel to hide them, and become within cigarettes glamorous, slender and losing their bodies as they dispensed pleasure. Perfect corrective. Jeff's Helen-faced ankles and lavender flowers. Beside me, us smoking. He weighed 90 pounds and ate candy for most meals, or maybe a plate of spaghetti with butter and Parmesan dust. He was perfect form to me, Helene. I turned my envy to poetry. He got the girls. We were golden companions, launching our childish Jack and Neil thing. In the face, my overblown lips, my best feature. I'd not yet learned to kiss. Riverwalk, marijuana. Those empty lots now full of commerce, his early grave fixed with an iron rose stent. To open the valve, to blow smoke in his plot, to imagine his face is intact, black hair on the skull, gold filament randomly blown to green eyes. A complex but nonetheless vegetative state, mistily configured, not lacking the status of flagship, a parking lot, miles long, deeply alive, more human than anything sour and humanoid, embers clipped from sunlit hair, spilling through the air. Early on in disasters, skies filled with false snow. It was whose wondrous locks they cut down, or the whole thing is soaked and bliss feeding them, blasting from small crystal speakers the guilt, disease, part of their body. Repeating again the incision, I darken the candle again, with its name cut and running, deforested, leaving the temperature blasted with vacated presence, a dream desert garden, enclosed in pure glass, and I lived there to slowly grow decorous, crystallized, turpentine spawn in my charms, a fertility lawn on Fraternity Row, anguish of neon Greek alphabet letters, whose lights lift away from their form and float into the belfry. Small campus chapel, pale robes on spring mornings. Altogether the prettiness of human beings trapped in a sort of table read, feeling your monologue tackle my monologue, puppy stuff, bluegrass, X's and O's. The candy comes out on the tree where Jeff died, green and white, we cannot be redeemed. His collarbone branches through mine, a Good Friday, the light between bodies turns green. And just one last thing. If I can find it, doesn't have a title. It is never like I never said it or ever away. You have to live. Life is a Python rhapsody, elegant syntax and power and apple. It is never like there on one shoulder, the countervailing angel sings through the wind. You have to live. Go into all the world and be just like them, or trying, die here. The shenanigans hurt. She never said let them eat cake. A 6x12 tent in the gallery space, Vatican City, of not having said a damn thing there of any real consequence, shining. We always spoke the most beautiful tongue. I feel like we don't really talk anymore, but we have this prosaic order between us, and anyway, you have to live. Thanks.